So, anyway, this is the part where I tell you to like, subscribe, and follow. Hit the bell, the hammer, the whatever tells the thing that'll tell you when we have more new stuff.
Hit the bell, hit the hammer, hit the starting line.
Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays.
Hit your brother with a pillow.
We're anal that way. So like, subscribe, and follow. Not with the pillow. Get away.
Good. I was going to say, that's going to be so uncomfortable.
I'm thinking of 2 words. Disgusting. Anyway, like, subscribe, and follow if you would, because Al and his Algorithms love that. That would be a great name for a band. Al and the Algorithms.
I like it.
You'd have to play kind of a jazz thing, though.
Or do all animals songs.
And Al's a trumpeter.
Of course he is.
Mm-hmm. Where was I now?
You were doing the...
Do you like, subscribe, and follow? Do you help the Al and his Algorithms?
And then you must be going...
Oh, yeah. If you want to, you can leave us a comment anywhere you find us, or you can... Yep. It's a longer missive. Say, if you have a question, comment, conundrum, or snark that is somewhat involved, or maybe it's a story you'd like to share, TITR at netradio.network would do the job just fine. Or snail mail, but we wouldn't get it for a year and a half. I think our mailman now here has decided that if he comes by 3 times a week, that's probably enough. Twice is the bare minimum.
Once is right out.
Well, yeah, you got to be more. You got to show up more than once, otherwise they'll look. People call. Yeah, those were the days. Anyway, TITR netradio.network. Now we shut up and we go on with Sheila, and then we do the show.
This is true, really news with Scott Combs and Tony Verkinnes. All the news you're about to hear is true.
Really?
As far as you know.
From CBC Canada via Ronnie Tucker.
Do you realize CDC Anywhere and WHO, they've lost most of their credibility, right?
CBC, you mean?
Oh, CBC, as in...
Yes, Canadian Broadcasting Corporation.
Well, they lost their credibility a long time ago.
Oh, yeah, they've been out with the BBC.
They were right up there with the New York Times and...
NPR.
CBS, ABC, NBC, MSNBC, which is going to be MS something else.
Well, and to a certain extent, Fox, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, Fox is...
Weird.
I've never watched Fox.
No, they're just weird.
ABC, NBC.
Yeah. Anyway, after 10 years without sight, a Victoria, BC woman saw her partner's face and her dog's wagging tail for the very first time this year.
Did she know which were which?
Yes, she did. She could tell.
Good job, young lady.
All of this thanks to a tooth surgically implanted into her eye socket. Insert eye teeth joke here.
I see what you did there.
Gayle Lane, 75, was one of...
Her dentist trips must be very interesting.
3 Canadians to undergo the rare tooth-in-eye surgery, technically called osteodontic keratoprosthesis.
Sure it is.
She lost her sight 10 years ago due to complications from an autoimmune disorder that caused scarring to her corneas.
Okay.
In the weeks that followed the complex 2-part surgery, she gradually regained her ability to see. First, Lane said she was able to see light. Then she could see movement and the wagging tail of Piper, her partner's service dog. That became perceptible. Eventually, Piper, the black Labrador, came into focus, as did bits of the world around her. I can see lots of color and I can see outside now, she said. The trees and the grass and the flowers, it's a wonderful feeling to be able to see some of those things.
Can she see outside when she's inside? Maybe she has x-ray vision.
Or she might be using this new contraption they call a window.
You suck all the fun out of this.
Ms. Lane met her partner, Phil.
Miss Lane?
Ms. Lane.
Lois?
No.
What's her middle name? Is her middle name Lois?
Gayle.
Your mom's name Lois?
No, Gayle. But she knows somebody named Lois from Girl Scouts. Anyway, let's see, where was I? She met her partner, Phil, after she'd lost her sight and had never seen his face before. Nearly 6 months after the tooth-in-eye surgery was completed, Lane saw him for the first time, realized he was a mannequin, and broke down crying. Really, at that point, isn't it just drooling from the eye? That wasn't true, by the way. I'm starting to see facial features on other people as well, which is getting pretty exciting, she says. She hasn't been able to see her own face in detail yet. And one wonders if you'd want to. Hopes that too will come with time. Aided by a new pair of glasses that she'll be receiving soon. Ooh, that's nice. And Lane can now pick out her own outfits without help from a volunteer app service called Be My Eyes.
I can't, and I can see.
Yeah, right. So the surgery begins by removing a tooth from the patient's mouth.
Yeah.
The tooth is then implanted in their cheek for several months.
Yeah.
Until it is encompassed in strong connective tissue.
Yeah.
Both the tooth and connective tissue are then removed.
Yeah.
And a plastic focusing telescope or lens is inserted into it. Using the connective tissue as an anchor, the tooth and the new lens are sutured into the patient's eye socket. We need a structure that's strong enough to hold on to the plastic focusing telescope, but is not going to be rejected by the body, said someone who seems to know what he's talking about. Lane said she's most excited to have her independence back. I'm hoping to have more mobility and independence in terms of short trips and walks here and there where I don't always have to have someone's arm for me to grab onto. There you go. Think about that.
I was impressed when I got new lenses.
Right?
I didn't know you were orange before.
Yeah, they're. Am I bad?
No, just Republican.
A library. I am not. You take that back.
Fine, you're not Republican.
Thank you.
You're an oxymoron.
Boy, especially the second half of it.
You're a dichotomy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a conservative libertarian. Library book's been returned nearly 82 years after it was borrowed.
You think they got to read the whole thing?
Apparently. From the Senate, it's about how long it takes me these days. Just
right.
Borrowed from the San Antonio Public Library, it came with a letter saying that Grandma won't be able to pay for it anymore. The book is Your Child, His Family and Friends by a marriage and family counselor, Francis Bruce Strain. He's supposed to be this famous author, but there's no place to find really a bio on him.
Oh, yeah?
Are
you sure with a name like Francis, it's a guy?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I had to look. The middle name gives it away.
What?
Although it could have been a family name.
Right. That's my point.
It wasn't. It's a he.
Oh, okay.
It was checked out July 1943.
Well, there was the war.
Yeah.
And then there was the other war.
It was returned this past June 2025. July 43. That's a lot of years.
That's more than 58.
A person in Oregon sent it back. After the recent death of my father, I inherited a few boxes of books he left behind. Oh, my children are going to inherit more than a few boxes.
Right.
The person wrote in a letter that was shared by the library on Instagram and signed with the initials PAAG. The book was a guide for parents on helping their kids navigate personal relationships. Stay out of the way.
Well, don't use the Bible app for what it's not intended for.
It was checked out when the person's father was 11. The person wrote, the book must have been borrowed by my grandmother, Maria del Socorro Aldrete Flores Cortez.
Oh, I loved her when she had first got here, and took over. To the New World.
Ron Cortez.
Oh, well then never mind.
In that year, she transferred to Mexico City to work at the U.S. Embassy. Must have taken the book with her, and some 82 years later, it ended up in my possession.
Doggone it. Talk about passing the buck.
Billy Preston had a song about that. Will it go round in circles? The book had received write-ups in various newspapers at the time, Cincinnati Enquirer. June 43, as a complete guidebook to the personal relationships of the child with his family and the outside world. The New York Times, which was still a newspaper back then, noted a month later that Strain was a psychologist and mother of 2. Okay, everything I read calls Strain a he.
Mm-hmm.
It's very confusing.
Methinks it's a typo.
No.
Just bad copy editing.
Mother of two who was best known for her wise, sensitive, but unsentimental presentation of sex education. So could parents opt out in 43?
This here is your twig and berries.
Don't play paintball in shorts with boxers. That's all we're saying.
From phys.org, PHYS.
That matters?
Yes. Otherwise it'd be FIZZ. Or FEZZ if it was about a hat. But it's not. It's phys.org, PHYS. Nature often puts on incredible displays. A recent example caught on camera shows thousands of bumblebee catfish climbing waterfalls in southern Brazil. This is the first time the species has been observed in such a large group and climbing, according to a study published in the Journal of Fish Biology describing the spectacle. Environmental military police from Mato Grosso do Sul state spotted the catfish scaling slippery rocks between 1 and 4 meters high behind waterfalls on the River.
What river?
Aquidauana.
The Smith
River? Well, it means water something river. So, and river means water.
Water.
So it's kind of redundant.
Kind of like the Sahara Desert.
Yeah.
Oh, look, it's the desert.
The sighting occurred in November of 2024 at the beginning of the rainy season. And a week later, a team of Brazilian scientists arrived to document the event. They observed the catfish's climbing behavior depended on the time of day. During the hot afternoons, the fish sheltered under rocks and in shaded areas. They began climbing in the early evening as the sun was setting. Researchers also studied how the fish were able to climb. They keep their paired fins wide open and use lateral and caudal movements to push themselves forward. So their heads bob back and forth and they wriggle, basically. Scientists believe that this is also aided by a suction mechanism that helps them stick to flat surfaces. Our Crack This Is True Really News investigative team reports the catfish began by establishing base camp Whisker near the bottom of the falls. A lead catfish climber is then chosen through a cat's cradle tournament, the winner of which receives a beautiful gold collar with a tiny bell as a keepsake. The lead climber then begins the arduous task of choosing a route by testing each fin and flipper hold as he or she ascends the drenched rock face, which they refer to colloquially as raining fish and cats. Once the lead catfish summits, they establish
Would it
camp.
be raining cats and fish?
Fish and cats. It's dogs and cats, you goon.
I always thought it was cats and dogs. It's raining cats and dogs.
Well, perhaps
You grew up in Kansas, didn't you?
Once the lead catfish
Explains
summits,
a lot.
they establish Camp Moist Feline and taunt the others by displaying their collar, challenging anyone to do better.
Referred to in the community as Damp Kitty.
Okay, it's not a lobster heist story, but it's pretty good.
Don't be proud of yourself for that one.
Just don't.
Arnoldo Chamorro, we're going back to 2023.
Okay.
Arnoldo Chamorro is chief of staff for Paraguay's agriculture ministry. Lost his job November 29th after a rather embarrassing episode. Seems he signed a proclamation in October, so they got rid of him in like a month.
Wow.
He signed a proclamation with the United States of Kielasa. Yeah. It was a Fox News report, so it must be true. Trouble is, the USK doesn't exist. Okay, everyone raise your hand if you knew that was true. There you go.
Yeah. You put your hand down, you had no idea.
The United States of Kielasa is the fictional country of a brainchild, if you will. Is it really a brainchild? Of a fugitive guru.
Maybe a fever dream. Who again? Nithyananda. Of course.
Wanted in India on several charges, including sexual assault.
Oh, my.
Chamorro admitted during a radio interview that he was not actually familiar with Kielasa, but said he signed the old agreement because the country offered to help Paraguay with a variety of issues, including irrigation. Now, before we get too smug,
Hey, they could get those catfish to come by and help out.
a story from March of 2023 from News of the Weird reported about the posers and those who have been fooled by him, including the Newark City Hall in New Jersey, which signed a sister city agreement with the country.
Of course they did.
Oh, and he also fooled the United Nations.
Well, is that really much of a stretch?
Well, it is, because they've been fooling everyone thinking they mattered for a long time.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
It's true.
I find them
So
to be
to get
kind of
it-
useless.
To get anything from the USA, it's okay. USK, go away.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm as proud of that as you are, so.
This is true, really news. Send email to TITR@netradio.network.